I met Dave in 1991 when I moved to the States. He's the one that hired me and facilitated my move to the US and became my family here, he and his wife Pam. Dave Ehret and Pat Brazel became mentor in life for me. We worked together, but they also became my life mentor. Dave represented living life to the fullest, just enjoying every day and living every day like it's your last, sharing what you have with your friends and family. Pat taught me to think about the big pictures and not to sweat the little things in life, taking the time to really enjoy what I do, and more important, knowing when to stop working and appreciate the most valuable thing I have, which is time. His charisma and ability to connect with people, he became a mentor to me and taught me how to look at the big picture and not to sweat the little things in life. Later on, we became business partners, and I really appreciated watching Pat and learning from him how to negotiate, how to deal with clients, and more important, how to sell a business. Roughly 2 weeks after joining, one of the founders of the company that I work for, his name was Greg Bentley. Something was going on in the office. It was like a big commotion, whatever. And then I saw Greg coming out of the main office, the CEO's office, with all his stuff in the box, walking out and saying goodbye to people. And he was the founder. He's the one that created the company. And basically there was a coup d'etat, if you will.
He's useless. Gone. Sounds good to me.
And somebody else took over. And here the founder of the company, the CEO, is walking out with a box with all his stuff 2 weeks after I'm starting. So that's sort of an image that I remember up until now. Nobody is secured in their job and in what you do, and you should not take anything for granted.
It sort of got to the point where, like, if I said, Yaron, I want you to work on this, or I want you to do this specific thing, he wouldn't necessarily do that because he wanted the product to go in a different direction, or he had a better way of doing it, or something he thought was more important. So he'd be working on that. But I think he must have had like a boss button on his laptop or something. So that, how sometimes if you're playing a game or something, your boss comes by, you hit an Excel spreadsheet comes up, so it looks like you're working. I think he had like a boss button that came up and pulled up a screen of the sort that I was expecting him to work on. And then as soon as I walked away, he'd go back to doing whatever it was he was working on.
And I'm just not sure that he's the caliber person that we would want for upper management. He's also been having some problems with his TPS reports.
It's hard. If you're 24 and in a new country and no credit history and you just got your social security number, nobody's going to give you a credit card or open a bank account or sign a lease. First car in America, and I named it Elton. And until it actually broke in the middle of a highway, and then it wasn't that cool. But I was very proud of actually achieving that.
But Yaron was always good at getting what he wanted, whether it be with the company, whether it be a salary, whether it be the benefits, perks, whatever. But also in life.
Oh, don't mind us. We're just playing a little melody.
There was a particular restaurant in Philadelphia, the equivalent of a 3-star Michelin restaurant, and he always wanted to go. A lot of times people say life's too short, And I said, Yaron, no, life's too long. If you go to this restaurant before you're 30, then it's going to ruin you for life because there's nothing you're going to enjoy after that. You can't go before you turn 30. I mean, that's a rule, okay? It's a law, Ehret's law. We celebrated his 30th birthday, and his parents were over from Israel. Okay, Yaron, you're 30 now. We're going to Lebek.
One of the fun experiences I did working for Sungard was going to the Microsoft 500 Club forum where they invite 500 top CEOs and COOs and executives to Microsoft headquarters. And then 3 companies are chosen to present their product or new innovations in their product. And Sungard was chosen to be one of those 3 companies. So we spent 3 days at the Microsoft campus, 3 days every day with Bill Gates talking about Microsoft products and innovations and what other companies are doing at Sungard. And Bill Gates he created that world that you live in. So getting to meet him was really, I'm not religious, but I would say if I was, this was sort of a religious experience. Your idol, and Bill sort of shifts his body from Roger to me and starts talking to me, completely ignoring everybody else. And it was like two geeks kind of talking. The last day was the big presentation where you go on stage and present your product. And Bill, out of the blue, asked me, "So when you're starting your own company?" Of course, Roger was standing next to me, so I couldn't really reply. But it planted a seed. It was like years before I left Sungard and started Sentry. But I think it was kind of like a thought that Bill Gates put in my head. If you really like what you do and you think you're good at it, create your own stuff.
Yeah, I'd say he's more of a boss than an employee. Right, exactly.
So after 7 years, I think, with Sungard, I realized that it's time to move on. And the opportunity came, and I went to, I actually asked Dave Ehret to have dinner with him. And Dave said, I know why you're here. You're here and you're going to tell me that you're going to quit. You're going to quit and you're going to start your own company.
And I said, well, Your Honor, I have 2 questions for you. I said, first, is there anything that I can say or do to get you to change your mind?
Dave knew perfectly well that he could change my mind if he wanted to. And I looked at him and I said, no, this is what I want to do. The time is right. I want to do it.
I said, okay. My second question is, can I invest in your new company?
I started laughing and I said, nope, we're good. We don't need much, and I got my credit card. And Dave looked, did this.
Okay, well, let's go eat.